That tingling in your feet, the sudden cramps that wake you up at night. What if these are not just minor annoyances, but they are SOS signals from your body's circulatory system? What if learning to translate them could save you from a true disaster? Today, we are not just listing symptoms. We are opening up the captain's log to be able to read the body's SOS. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter, and to be our wise and seasoned captain for this very important journey, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life teaching the profound wisdom of listening to the body's quietest whispers. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. A wise captain does not ignore a strange and a quiet sound that is coming from the engine room of his ship. He stops and he listens very carefully. The small whispers that we feel in our legs, the coldness, the tingling, the cramps are the body's first and most gentle call for help. We must learn to listen to the whispers so that we never have to hear the scream. This is so very important. I had a patient, a wonderful man who for many years had ignored all of the small whispers that were coming from his body. He would ignore the coldness in his feet. He would ignore the cramps that he had at night. He thought they were just a normal part of getting older. And then one day the quiet whisper became a loud scream. He developed a very sudden and a very painful swelling in his calf. It was a dangerous blood clot. His beautiful ship was in a true crisis, all because he did not know how to read the early signals.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about today. In this urgent briefing, Captain Hinohara will teach all of us how to become the wise captain of our own health. First, in the first half of our video, we will learn how to read the 5 main SOS signals that your legs are sending you right now. And then, in the second half of our video, we will learn how to dispatch the rescue crew of 4 key and very important vitamins to be able to fix the problem. It is a true blessing to have this kind of knowledge to be able to understand the beautiful and the very intelligent language that our bodies have been given to be able to communicate with us. If you are ready to learn how to translate your body's SOS signals and to take command of your health this week, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. And this is a deep dive into the true art of listening to your body. Okay, Captain Hinohara, our training begins now. For our patient from your story, and for everyone at home who has been feeling these strange and often frightening symptoms, let's learn how to read the signals. As you are ending your day this Monday evening, take a moment to listen. What is the first and the most visible SOS signal that our ship might be in trouble?
Yes, the very first signal that we must learn to read is one that you can often see with your own 2 eyes. It is signal number 1, the color code. This is when the beautiful and healthy color of the skin on your legs and your feet begins to change. Perhaps it looks more pale than usual, or perhaps it even takes on a faint and a very concerning bluish tint. And for my patient, the gentleman who eventually developed the dangerous blood clot, this was one of the early and very quiet whispers from his body that he had ignored for many, many years. He had noticed that his feet often looked very pale, but he thought that it was nothing to be worried about.
And this color code is a direct and a very clear message from your circulatory system. Let's translate what it means. The beautiful and the healthy pinkish color of our skin comes from the rich and the very oxygenated blood that is flowing through all of the tiny and delicate capillaries that are just beneath the surface. When your circulation becomes slow or becomes restricted, there is less of this beautiful and oxygen-rich blood that is reaching the area. This is what causes the skin to look very pale, which is a condition that doctors call pallor, or to take on that bluish tint, which is a condition that we call cyanosis. And as the source text for our video so wisely notes, this is much more than just a simple cosmetic issue. This lack of healthy blood flow also means that any small cuts or any sores that you get on your feet will begin to heal much, much more slowly. And this can open the door to very dangerous infections. So the color code is a very clear visual signal from our body. What is the second SOS signal that our body sends, doctor?
The second signal is one that you can feel, and it is often very, very painful. It is signal number 2, the engine seizing. This is when you are walking and you are suddenly hit with a very sharp and a very painful cramp in your leg that actually forces you to stop and to rest.
And this is a classic and a very important warning sign from your body. The medical term for this is intermittent claudication. Let's translate what is happening inside of your legs. Your beautiful and powerful leg muscles are your engines. And just like the engine in your car, they need a constant and a very rich supply of fuel to be able to work. And that fuel is, of course, oxygen. But if the fuel lines of your body, which are your arteries, have become narrow due to a buildup of plaque, a very serious condition that we call atherosclerosis, they cannot deliver enough of that precious oxygen to the muscles when you are asking them to work hard, like when you are walking up a hill or climbing the stairs. And when those beautiful and powerful muscles are starved of their essential oxygen, they begin to cramp and to seize up. It is a direct and a very painful signal that your engines are not getting enough fuel. So the painful cramps are a clear sign that the engines are starving for their fuel. A very clear and a very important message. What is the third SOS signal, doctor?
The third signal is often very strange and very confusing for people. It is signal number 3, the static on the line. This is that very annoying pins and needles feeling, or the very strange feeling of numbness that you might feel in your feet and in your toes.
And this is a direct signal from your communication system, which is, of course, your nervous system. Let's translate this signal. Your beautiful and your very delicate nerve cells are like the communication wires of your ship, and they also need a very rich and a very constant supply of that oxygen-rich blood to be able to function properly. When the circulation is poor, these delicate and beautiful nerve cells are also being starved of their essential fuel. And when a nerve cell is starving, it begins to misfire. It begins to send strange and confusing signals back to your brain. This is what you experience as the tingling, the numbness, or the pins and needles. It is like having static on a telephone line. It is a very clear and a very important sign that the communication system of your beautiful ship is in trouble. It is a truly blessed and a very profound wisdom to be able to understand that these uncomfortable feelings are not just random pains, but that they are beautiful and intelligent messages that our God-given bodies are sending to us, asking for our help and for our attention. So we have now learned to translate 3 of the most important SOS signals that are coming from our legs: the color code on our skin, the engine seizing of our painful cramps, and the static on the line from our tingling nerves. These are powerful and very clear messages from our body. But doctor, as our viewers are reflecting on their day this Monday evening, I know there are 2 more very common and very visible signals that they should be looking for. What is our 4th SOS signal?
Yes, our 4th signal is a very simple one that many people feel every single night when they get into bed. It is signal number 4, the cold engine room. This is when your feet feel very cold even when the rest of your body is warm and comfortable under the blankets.
And this is such an important and a very valuable clue in our investigation. It is a direct and a very clear sign of a problem with your arteries. Let's translate this signal. The beautiful and comfortable warmth that you feel in your skin comes from the beautiful warm blood that is flowing through it. If your feet are chronically cold, it is a very clear and a very direct sign that the warm coolant of your blood is not properly reaching the furthest and most distant parts of your ship. And as the source text for our video so wisely notes, one of the most common causes of this is atherosclerosis, which is the slow and silent buildup of plaque inside of your arteries that is restricting the beautiful blood flow. So cold feet can be a very serious sign of an arterial problem. What is our fifth and final SOS signal for today, doctor?
Our final signal is a very visible one that many people can see on their own legs. It is signal number 5, the leaking pipes. This is when you begin to see the bulging and the very twisted varicose veins on your legs.
And this is a clear sign that the beautiful pipes that are designed to bring all of the fluid back to the heart are beginning to fail. Let's translate this final and very important signal. As we have discussed before on this channel, your beautiful veins have tiny one-way valves that are supposed to stop the blood from flowing backward because of the constant pull of gravity. But when these beautiful and delicate valves become weak or they become damaged, the blood begins to pool and to back up in the vein. And this is what causes the vein to begin to bulge and to twist. It is a clear and a very visible sign of a serious plumbing problem that is happening in your venous system. So we have now learned to read all 5 of the main SOS signals that are coming from our legs. We now understand the beautiful language of our body. Now for the most important part of our entire mission. Captain Hinohara, how do we begin to dispatch the rescue crew, who is the first member of the team that we must call for help?
Our first rescuer is a very powerful and a very fast-acting one. It is the engineer of our beautiful rescue crew. And our wonderful engineer is vitamin B3, which is also known as niacin. The important job of the engineer is to be able to open up all of the pathways so that the rest of the crew can get through.
An engineer is the perfect and most beautiful name for it. Let's look at the beautiful science of how niacin works to be able to open up our circulation. Vitamin B3 is a very powerful vasodilator. This is a scientific way of saying that it helps to relax and to expand our blood vessels, which allows our beautiful blood to be able to flow more easily and more freely. This is so very important because it can help to reduce the risk of blockages and of dangerous blood clots. But as the source text for our video so wisely notes, it also plays a second and a very important role in our body. It helps to balance our cholesterol levels. It helps to lower our bad LDL cholesterol and to raise our good HDL cholesterol. So it is not only opening up the highways, but it is also helping to clean them at the very same time.
But there is one very important thing that our viewers must know about this beautiful vitamin. When it is taken in very high doses as a supplement, it can cause something that is called the niacin flush. This is when your skin can become very red and it can feel very warm. It is not a dangerous reaction, but it can be very uncomfortable for some people. And so to be able to avoid this, the source text for our video, very wisely, recommends getting your beautiful vitamin B3 from your food.
Yes, you can find it in so many wonderful and delicious foods like a beautiful chicken breast in your eggs and in a wild-caught salmon. By getting it from your beautiful and whole foods, you are getting all of the wonderful and healing benefits in a very gentle and a very balanced way. It is a truly blessed and a wonderful thing to know that nature has provided us with such powerful and such intelligent tools to be able to help restore the beautiful and precious flow of life within our own bodies. And we love sharing this kind of holistic wisdom with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So our engineer, the powerful vitamin B3, is the first and the most important member of our rescue crew to arrive on the scene. Its beautiful and important job is to open up all of the pathways and to improve the overall flow of our circulation. A brilliant and a very powerful first responder. But Captain Hinohara, once the pathways are open, I know that we must begin the important and very delicate work of repair. Who are the other essential members of our beautiful rescue crew?
Yes, our second rescuer is a very famous and a very important one. It is the hull repairman. This is the one who is responsible for strengthening the very walls of the ship itself to be able to prevent any dangerous leaks. And our beautiful and essential hull repairman is, of course, vitamin C.
And this is such a critical and an important role. Let's look at the beautiful science of this. The beautiful walls of your arteries and your veins are not made of dead and rigid plastic. They are made of living and very flexible tissue. And the most important structural protein that gives your blood vessels their beautiful strength and their wonderful flexibility is, of course, collagen. As we have learned in our video on the collagen factory, the beautiful vitamin C is the non-negotiable formin that is required for your body to be able to produce this beautiful and strong collagen. So by getting enough vitamin C in your beautiful diet, you are giving your body the essential tool that it needs to be able to repair and to strengthen the very hull of your beautiful ship, which helps to prevent those leaking pipes of the varicose veins that we talked about earlier. So vitamin C is our beautiful hull repairman, and it is responsible for keeping the ship strong. Now, doctor, what about the problem of barnacles that can begin to grow on the outside of our ship? What is our third rescuer for this problem?
Yes, we must also learn to prevent the dangerous buildup of barnacles on our beautiful hull. And for this important job, we must call in our descaler. And our beautiful and very wise descaler is vitamin K.
And this is one of the most important and the most overlooked vitamins for our long-term heart and our circulatory health. Let's look at the beautiful science of this. The barnacles that can begin to grow in our arteries are, of course, the dangerous calcium deposits. And this is what causes the hardening of the arteries or arteriosclerosis. And the beautiful vitamin K, and especially the K2 form, which we get from our beautiful dark leafy greens, is the traffic cop of our body. As we have learned, it is the beautiful and intelligent vitamin that is responsible for activating the proteins that tell the calcium exactly where to go. It says, go into the bones where you are needed, and you must stay out of the soft arteries where you can cause so much harm. It is the master descaler of our entire and beautiful system. So vitamin K keeps the hull of our beautiful ship clean and free of the dangerous barnacles. A beautiful and a very profound function. Now, what about the problem of rust? What is our final and most important member of the rescue crew, doctor?
Our final rescuer is the one who is responsible for protecting the beautiful ship from the constant and the very corrosive effects of the salt water of life. This is our rust protector. And our beautiful and powerful rust protector is the powerful antioxidant vitamin E.
And rust protector is the perfect and the most beautiful name for it. The rust that is in our body is, of course, the damage from oxidative stress. And the beautiful vitamin E is a very powerful, fat-soluble antioxidant. And its primary and most important job is to protect the beautiful and the very delicate fatty membranes of our blood vessel walls from being damaged by this oxidative stress. It helps to prevent the small and the very dangerous tears and cracks that can become a dangerous place for a blood clot to form. It is the beautiful and the very protective coating for our entire ship. So our rescue is now complete. We have the engineer, the hull repairman, the descaler, and the rust protector. It is a complete and a very powerful team. Now, Captain Hinohara, let's go back one final time to our patient, the man who ignored the quiet whispers from his body until he finally heard the loud scream.
This was the beautiful and the very hopeful conclusion to his story. After his terrible and very frightening scare with the blood clot, the man who had always ignored the quiet whispers from his body finally learned how to answer the SOS call. He began to dispatch his beautiful and his nutritional rescue crew every single day. He began to eat all of the beautiful foods that are rich in all of the wonderful vitamins that we have discussed today. And after a few months of this beautiful and consistent practice, something wonderful began to happen. The color code on his skin began to return to a beautiful and a very healthy pink. The engine-seizing cramps that he would get when he was walking began to disappear, and the cold engine room of his feet began to feel warm and alive again. He had finally and wisely answered the SOS call from his own body, and in doing so, he had saved his beautiful ship from a terrible disaster.
That is a truly beautiful and a blessed story, Doctor. It is a powerful reminder that our bodies have an incredible and a God-given capacity for healing if we just learn to listen to their beautiful and their very intelligent language. That is an incredible and a very powerful story of listening and of healing, Doctor. You have taken the frightening and the very confusing symptoms of poor circulation, and you have given our viewers a clear and a very logical way to be able to understand them. Your body's SOS protocol is a truly revolutionary new way for all of us to think about our senior health. By learning to read the 5 main SOS signals, and by learning how to dispatch the nutritional rescue crew, our viewers can now stop feeling like a victim of their chronic nerve pain and their poor blood flow. They can start to become the wise and the confident captain of their own health. This important knowledge is a true and a very powerful cornerstone of a proactive senior health strategy. It is a way to be able to find a clear and a very hopeful path to a life with less pain and with more freedom. Now, for our viewers at home who are watching this Monday evening and are hearing their own body's quiet SOS signals, what are the captain's orders? What is the simple and the very actionable plan that they can start this new week?
Yes, the master plan is a very simple and a very beautiful journey of discovery. It has 3 simple steps that you will take in partnership with your trusted doctor. Your first and most important job as the new captain of your beautiful ship is to begin to keep a captain's log. For the next few days, I want you to get a small and a very simple notebook. And every time you feel one of the signals, I want you to write down which of the 5 SOS signals you are seeing and what time of day it is happening. You are gathering your important and very valuable intelligence. Your second job for this new week is to dispatch 1 rescuer. You must not try to do everything all at once. This week, you will choose just one of the beautiful and nutritional rescue crews to dispatch. Perhaps you will focus on the hull repairman, which is the beautiful vitamin C, by simply adding some fresh oranges or some beautiful red bell peppers to your diet. It is one small and very simple but very powerful action. And your third and final job is to report to the Admiral. The final and most important step is to take your beautiful captain's log to your trusted doctor, who is the Admiral of your health fleet. You will share all of your beautiful intelligence, and together, as a beautiful and a very wise team, you will create the perfect and the most complete rescue plan for your beautiful ship. Your body is a wise and a very faithful ship. It will always send you a signal before there is a great crisis. Your most important job as its captain is to learn to listen to all of the quiet whispers so that you never, ever have to hear the loud scream.
That is a beautiful and a very powerful message to end on, Doctor. Thank you for sharing your incredible wisdom with us today. And for all of you who are watching at home, if you found this guide empowering and it gave you a new and a more hopeful way to think about your body's signals, please give this video a like. It truly helps others who may be feeling worried and confused to be able to find this important information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you know needs to hear this empowering message. If you have not already, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. It is completely free and it ensures that you will not miss our next deep dive into your health and your well-being. We would be so honored to have you as a part of our growing community. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know which SOS signal from your body have you been ignoring the most and will now start to listen to with more care. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And finally, it is absolutely essential that you speak with your personal doctor if you are experiencing any of these symptoms, especially if they are new, severe, or only on one side. Our conversation today is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for a direct medical diagnosis and advice from your own trusted physician. Thank you for being with us. Be well.